Invitational. Today we have 2-0 Tsunami versus 2-0 N.M.E. Last week, Tsunami came off of a 7-5 win versus Team 1970 in a very shaky affair, while N.M.E. came off a 7-2 victory versus the Slow Rollers. If those teams sound familiar, they played just earlier today. Game went to overtime and we had technical issues. That game is being postponed. Will be played at a later date. With that being said, we're going to get right into this. My co-host is here, Def Vader, if you'd like to say hi.
Greetings.
And we'll go straight into picks. I personally I'm taking N.M.E. here, and I think it's not going to be close.
Yeah, I'm taking N.M.E. I would have said it. I'd have gave it a little wiggle room. Maybe thought about it a little harder. If Tsunami didn't defer, allowing them to defend first after winning the coin flip, I was a little surprised by that. Or no, they actually lost the coin flip, got to choose attack or defend, and then they wanted to attack first, which was bizarre to me.
Yeah. Just confirm, what map did they end up picking? Because I think we might be on the wrong one.
No, they picked Favela. N.M.E.
Okay.
picked Favela. It was Stadium Bravo that was banned by Tsunami, if I remember
Okay.
correctly.
I'm just going to put this out there right now. That is a complete and absolute luck of the draw. I did not change the map, nor did I remember what map was picked. I just pressed play. So the fact that worked out is massive. That clearly means that this is going to be a horrible game, actually. I think N.M.E. is going to destroy Tsunami here. I don't think it's going to be very close.
This is a roam-heavy look from N.M.E. here. I would not want either of these players near sight. I'd want Cav above and I'd want Pulse below. I don't know.
The funny thing is, this is going to be so great, because I was just talking to Justin I.O. earlier about how you can't really just have both of your players roaming, because eventually the other team will adjust. It'd be really funny, because I think Wild Games was in on that conversation, if they did that until they adjusted. But we'll see if they end up playing offside a whole lot.
Wild Games is the IGL here. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
However, that would be a pretty funny twist.
It would. It'd be smart. Because Justin didn't seem very confident that teams would adjust very quickly, and I told him it would only take a few rounds for the team you're playing against to adjust to that, and they just pummel sight.
5 seconds left before insertion.
He was not having it.
I like the switch to Lion, but if I guess maybe neither of them feel confident with Deimos pistol, but against the Cav, I'd maybe like to see a Deimos.
Yeah, it would be advantageous, and the pulse play here is really smart. I mean, look at the objective; it's all wood.
Right.
I mean,
honestly,
if they
really
ever try to
surprised when
plant
you
down.
see a ram ban. I guess above actually is hard. That's the only part that's not wood. My fault.
Below is wood, and if you're the pulse, you think you'd want to play beneath here, as water drowns out Mad Dog.
Justin IO still in spawn Jeronian.
I was confused. I couldn't find him.
He's still not found the Cav. Cav's in trash chute right near where he's droning and can't find him. Water might have just found him. I'm not sure. Yeah, there is a pin up there now.
See what water does with this.
I would think this would be a good spot to Flores the Cav, especially with the drone. Oh, wow. Justin gets Mad Dog.
I didn't even get to see what happened.
I missed it. I think Mad Dog went for a peek on the exterior.
That's a massive mistake there.
Good spot for Tsunami. Caveira Wild Games back in his sight now. There's a drone right there. If they got on that drone, they would immediately find where he's at. Flores' drone couldn't connect. Still got one more left. And Justin goes... I thought he went down. I got a bad indicator. Okay.
Okay, they're stacking up, going down red corridor right now. Gonna rotate over towards the A site entrance, head holes, and Wild Games has rotated back to trash chute stairs. So this gives them sight pretty much for free, and Wild Games doesn't have a great angle on the A. The diffuser's gonna go down here, and Wild Games is kind of gonna let it happen. He's gonna run in. Can he take advantage of it?
Oh, he ran past the diffuser! Oh man, I
I
really
don't think he
liked
would have.
that.
Yeah.
He just went too far. And some shaky
I
aim
don't.
there, but
Yeah.
Justin with a two-piece.
I don't know if Wild Games would have been able to really do anything, but he put himself in a good spot.
Yeah, I think if
I
he would
feel
have
like he
seen
gets.
the diffuser
Yeah.
going down there and gotten that kill, I think he's got the advantage over Justin if he can reposition.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't. My big question is why let them get that down in the first place. I understand you're a roamer, but there's no real way of getting behind them there. Not in a convenient manner, but running straight
Yeah,
past the diffuser
especially with
was
one of
smart
them
instead
being
of
a
trying to
lion.
get the free kill.
You'd want to get closer with the lion and the Flores. They can
Yeah.
keep you out while
Protect
they
your
need to
bombs
do what they got to
from being
do.
defused by attackers.
I'd also like to note before the game there was a little bit of trash talk coming from Wild Games saying that he was going to wreck them. So far, 0 for 1 on that statement, but plenty of rounds to be played. And maybe what I would consider a big upset for a 2-0 versus 2-0 matchup.
Saying someone's going to wreck someone is the most Wild Games statement I've ever heard in my life.
Maybe he said something different, but it was something along the lines of that. I can't remember the exact words. But
I
I'm
can see
pretty
him
sure it
using
was
the
wreck.
range though. I like the footholes. That's something I wouldn't have expected him to
5
know to
seconds to
do.
go.
Getting some mute jammers down. Mute got a buff in the most recent update.
Attackers are moving to defuse the
Yes,
bomb.
yes.
Good reinforcements. I'm surprised
Definitely,
Justin hopped offline. It helped out quite a bit, and he had 2 kills with it. But I guess we don't let
definitely a
go.
buff for mute. He did get buffed. He also got nerfed a bunch.
True.
He got like 7 buffs and 14 nerfs. It's just like they reworked how he engages with every fucking gadget ever. And community's at large about it, and so am I. But I'm kind of surprised that Mute's going to get any usage.
That's fair.
I feel like I'd rather Mozzie. Or if you're trying to close off walls,
The
I
one reason
think
I
it would be
like
better
mute
to go
here is
Bandit.
against the Dokkaebi. It'd be a good
No,
counter.
that's very true.
Yeah, and he's standing in the mute jammer right now. Both of them are. Got the call off already.
Activating drone.
He wasn't Dokkaebi last round.
Yeah, no, that's just
It's
foresight,
good fortune,
maybe,
I
I
guess.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they've done their homework.
Mad Dog now found. He hid from the first drone. Not gonna run away from the staircase. Water, however, is going to the other side now. Justin's still droning. He's been doing a lot of that so far. Pretty impressive.
Oh,
Catches
he's
mute on the
found.
cam.
Wow.
This is a soft wall above him too. Wallbane goes out, and Wild is on 1 HP here. Really, really great intel there. Justin communicating to Water, and Water knowing that he can shoot him through the ceiling.
Appears I'm experiencing some packet loss.
Me too. Hopefully not as much between the players. And
Looks like they're behaving normally.
With 1 minute left, Justin is still not entered the building.
This
Both of his
seems like a
drones are
certain
gone now.
death for Justin here if he tries to get through that window. Wild Games being as low easy as water should be able to pipe him down real quick.
Oh, I don't know why he threw the my gadget. I guess I don't think Justin heard it though. Call goes out, and Justin's gonna immediately run away. Mad Dog doesn't know that yet until he sprays that window down.
Here comes the challenge from Water and Wild Games. No bullets hit yet. Mad Dog's gonna come in for support here, I think.
Yeah, really good turn here. He's just gotta look right. He does so. He's looking too high though. Both players now low for N.M.E.
Oh, what a whiff!
Looking through the footholes here. I like the angle from Wild if someone comes up to it. 20
Oh
seconds left
my
in the
god,
round.
Justin I.O. More damage on the Mad Dog.
Oh, the footholds. Oh, if he was ready for it, he could have got him. Coming down the hallway now is Justin.
10 seconds.
Good turn from Wyatt.
They're
Mad
both so
Dog
low.
got the
Down
kill.
goes Justin. Sprays on Water. He's got to get both of them here or get the diffuser down, which he doesn't have. Is able to get Wild Games, but no more. N.M.E takes their first round.
Shots there. A lot of stray
Yeah, that
shots
was
from
really
Mad Dog,
bad.
but
They
it got
had
the work done.
several opportunities to win that round and just couldn't do it. Going up 2-0 on attack, I feel like would be massive for their chances, but not quite.
I
but
don't
they've
know
looked
if
very
Justin
strong.
used Maverick's ability there. I really liked him on Lion. I feel like that was the better play.
Yeah, I
The Mute
don't think
Jammer
he
would
did.
still nullify that a little bit,
hmm
but
hmm I think it's probably why they went mute. Now I'm thinking about it, that
that's
makes more
fair.
sense. They weren't just geniuses and predicted that they were going to go Dokkaebi. They had a second operator
That's
that they were
fair.
thinking about
Attackers need to
countering.
locate and defuse
And
bombs.
I do love the footholds. It's a good idea from
hmm
Wild. He needs to play Mute to do that, but I just don't feel like I like him at range with
You
only the
could do
SMG 11
could
to
do
work with.
smoke.
Yeah, or even if he just ran
Attackers
the
have located a
SM,
bomb.
like the primary, I think it's
hmm
FMG. I feel like that'd be a better weapon for him to navigate, especially with Mad Dog on Legion. He could bring the Super Shorty if he still has it. I'm not certain he does.
Yeah, you could do castle, something like that. That also has a super shorty. I mean, I prefer to go operators that have a secondary shotgun just because it gives you that much versatility.
Mm.
Um,
5 seconds.
there aren't a whole. If you've gotten to the point where you're pulling out your secondary, something's gone awfully wrong.
Attackers are heading out to defuse
Yeah,
bombs.
and that's sort of why I ran Denari in the match that we had seen earlier. I noticed that my teammate only had the nitro for rotate, which we
hmm
used one round, but we really wanted a better rotate so he could
hmm
keep that nitro.
Denari doesn't make the greatest rotates in the world, and it kind of, I don't know, it's
Yeah, I got to
inconsistent.
mag dump the wall for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no. So every once in a while, I can get it within like 4 or 5. I've gotten a 4 bullet once, but
mm,
it's just very inconsistent.
certainly. I like the amount of droning, the amount of intel that Tsunami is gaining, but I feel like, and now as I say this, Justin enters the building, they've been really taking a while to start their push.
Yeah, they are very slow. If they had gotten in the building a little bit quicker previously, they could have very easily won that round. Especially Justin came in for support of very late, but also that
Mm.
drone got wild games very low. They pinged Agumon, so they know there's a Legion out there. I'd assume they know it's Mad Dog. Justin IO opens a separate entryway, but appears to be following Water Slayer, who takes point. They're going to go above objective, it looks like. That's what the droning
Wild
pays off.
searching cams trying to find him. Sees
Immediately goes
one
for
now,
a
but that
hatch.
ping's not for
It's
him.
going to blow up right in front of Mad Dog. That's going to alert him a lot. He's going
And
to be
Nomad doesn't see
very
the
focused.
cam. Okay, I just saw it. They're gonna walk right into wild games here. It's gonna come down to if he can control that recoil as they push away.
I don't know if I want to watch this.
20 meters, I would not be watching Wild's perspective personally.
I want to see it.
He's
Get a
cooking a nitro at a
pre-ripped
hard
C4.
floor.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can throw it over
Now
that
we're
wall
looking towards the
barely.
wood. I like it.
Another hatch that's drivable. Water's thinking about it, but just not quite sure. He's going to opt to use his drone. That's the correct play.
They just droned right past Mad Dog. Did not see him at all. He shoots the Nomad jab on the top of the door. Could have left that. Don't know if that'll give away his position. Water's in sight.
Yep.
Sweeney gets the kill on Mute.
Wow,
Instant
great
refrag from
refrag
Mad
from
Dog.
yeah, Mad Dog. One on
They've got a
one.
ping on him. He knows the approximate location. Gonna open up the door. I guess it's not a exact, just to the door that he got the pin.
He is Maverick. He could use his ability to open up that wall, poke holes
With
in his
13
defense.
seconds left, he's gonna have to get the kill. Can't go for the plant, really.
It's not safe. He's not prepared for
Oh,
Mad Dog to
beautiful
be
angle from
prone.
Mad Dog.
Yep. We saw that from
That's-
Vader earlier as well. People just really aren't prepared for people to be prone on the floor taking a little nap.
And that site is so hard to push into, especially time crunched.
Yeah, you have very limited options. You have one funnel or another funnel or another funnel. There's no real way unless you can open up a wall, and then the site becomes very weak if you can do that. But
Right. And once Mad Dog knows that Weapon X is coming from there, it would
mhm,
take him 40 seconds to come through a different door. So he knows
exactly.
for the rest of that round, he has to just lock down that single entrance. Mute and Dokkaebi bans.
Yeah.
Both banned the player that they were not going to be able to use
It
anyways.
is quite interesting though. They only went Dokkaebi the one time, and I think that's also because Mute was maybe there, so they kind of both
Back
counter
online.
each other there. That's what we want to see.
Maybe a
Yeah, I don't
vigil
think
if they know it's coming, but I guess they're not in the know. Zami and Malusi, though, they might just want to hunker down a site. Those are both good.
Maybe they just thought it wasn't
stay in
worth
spot.
Justin IO going Lion with Mute there, and that was the overall goal. They managed to get someone that they only used once out of the 3 rounds banned, so that's obviously pretty good for them. And Water Slayer goes Sens. Mad Dog switches it up, and so does Wild Games. Justin IO reverts back to his former self, going Lion, which saw him get 2 kills in the first round, which got them their one and only round win. More footholds coming up from Mad Dog here.
Lucy hasn't placed any of her Banshees. That's a mistake I made against 1970 just hours ago. I had all 4 Fenrirs in my pocket, and I realized it about 2 minutes left in the round.
That happens at times. You know, you're so busy trying to set up the site. I mean, you don't have enough people to really do it.
Right.
And I mean, we've had talks of having it become a 3v3 league, but I don't think we have the manpower for it just yet. But I think that would increase the quality of play.
Yeah, that would obviously be an exciting implementation. The only problem would be possibly getting people together for it all at the same time.
It's much easier to get 4 people together than it is 6.
Right.
Nonetheless possible, but
True.
You know, everyone's got their own.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, maybe. If there are any 12-year-olds out there listening and are interested and are not going... Oh, hang on. Mad Dog's got a great angle on this.
We'll advertise more in a sec. Oh, man.
Wow.
I'm watching Water's perspective. 0 of Azami was visible there, and Water's lagging.
Yeah. Mad Dog saw his kneecap. That's very unfortunate there. The good news is, if they can get one more round, I'd say they have a better shot than people are willing to admit. Just because Mad Dog goes from
The packet loss is so bad right now.
I agree. See, the thing is, I can tell that Kyle, or Mad Dog here, is having packet loss. But Wild Games, I could not tell. He was just sitting in a corner, and I couldn't tell if that was packet loss. Oh, hang on. Justin IO gets a kill on the Mad Dog! Here comes Wild Games trying to get the refrag. He's going to catch him reloading. He's going to catch him reloading with his back turned. Can't secure the kill. Water Slayer's coming to support his teammate.
Hear that chunky run.
All he hears is his chunky footsteps himself.
It's a good hold here from Wild Games, but the site's pretty elongated the other way where they could get a plant off. Really good peek if he did that 1 second later. Just now walking in through. Doesn't know where Malusi is going to get swung here.
Oh my god!
Wild Games are shooting too close to the Banshee.
He shot borderline directly at the Banshee.
He was just shooting at directly where the sound was coming from, ignoring that it wasn't the lion making the sound. In both rounds that Tsunami has won, Justin has recorded both kills.
Water Slayer
only
who?
4.
Water Slayer who? Yeah, I mean his teammates only got 2. He's
and what was that quote from Wild
kills.
Games again? Can I get reminded?
He's going to destroy.
True. Yeah. Moving on. Anyways.
Yeah, I would like to point out Wild Games doesn't really contribute much on defense. That's largely Mad Dog's thing with a 4.0 KD on defense. Wild Games with his .7, yeah, I mean, it's alright, but it's not doing much, especially not for defense. But his 2.3 kill death ratio on attack is incredible. I also think Tsunami gets should get a lot of credit, and I think it's very smart for them to go this map in particular, just because I do not think Wild Games knows it very well.
While I agree with that, I'd be very surprised if Justin knows it either. I feel like that's a pretty...
Well, he's playing like he knows it.
Balanced out thing. Now, you got that true, but I think that a big part of that is him droning the map out for 2 minutes each round.
He's learning it.
On the fly.
Yeah. It's going to be their third time playing this site, so Wild Games should know what he's doing here. Of course, he's got direction of a great leader, Mad Dog, who appears to be going for maybe a spot pick. No. At least early in rounds. They don't really use them late, but early they just soak up information.
Justin
In they go.
Building. They both did. Shots going out through the door.
Wild Games
Justin
seems...
fired. I don't know if they knew
Yeah,
both will him.
Wild Games is just following Mad Dog around the map. Finally separates himself and gets back into his cubby where he's been found the last 2 times they've played this site.
Fenrir's a really powerful operator so far in this 2v2 tournament. I like that pick. Bravo might have been a counter that and see if there's a retake.
That's a crucial steal right there if they can secure as many of
it's
those
no
as
longer
possible.
a steal. Brava did get reverted to making that a destruction, which
okay.
I personally don't like.
I don't like that at all. I think Mad Dog's in a great spot here. They're not prepared for this at all.
Wild Games activate either.
They put a lot of pressure on Justin IO.
And Wild should be swinging this while Mad Dog swung that other angle. I don't know why they didn't get the bench. He's just so dedicated to this hold.
Yeah, I agree, but that needs to be communicated. Ooh, wow. Heavy damage from Wild Games on the Justin. Mad Dog's surely gonna aggro this, right? He's pinging something, trying to communicate.
Good flick from Wild. He came in and swung that hard and immediately flicked right back to him. That was really impressive.
Oh, wow. I mean, hit him
Might
in
have
the
been a
ankle,
foot shot, but I
yeah.
mean, not something I'd expect
crazy.
out of an 0-4 nonetheless.
Hey, 1-4-1 now. Was
now
4-1.
That was a very impressive kill, though.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Prepared.
That was great control. Is that a frost pick? It would be generational if we could get a frost mat kill.
And as I was about to say, he switches off. It's because Wild said, "Let me be the."
Yeah, let me be the goober.
And last time we had a favela match, the very final round, very final kill was via a frost mat.
I remember this like it was yesterday. It was generational. Looks like this is shaping up to be another close one. Are we gonna go 3-3 into halftime? I think we might. I don't know.
You think
Justin,
so?
I don't know.
Waters
Waters looked a little sloppy, but Justin's looked stronger than he has the last 3 seasons or 2 seasons.
And you know,
He's been
I don't
playing
know
this
if
very
there's
well.
a single player who thought that Justin was a good pick for Water to make, because he had the first choice of teammate of anyone who was selecting a teammate from the pool. And they're 2-0. He might not be doing the best in the first 2 games, but he's going positive right now against what I think is probably easily the best team.
I would agree. I do think N.M.E is very easily the best team. All around. I mean, sure, yeah, I guess you could argue you've got 2 lopsided players, Wild Games on attack and Mad Dog on defense, but it doesn't matter because when you combine them together, one of them's going off every single round.
And I don't think either of them is necessarily the most powerful in the tournament. I think we'll see him later tonight for the Wiggles Septicon. But I think that together if you kill most players on a team, if you get their top guy, you've won the round. This team is not like that at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd almost... I don't know. I mean, team-wise, they're definitely the best. Obviously, I think Mad Dog's up there for players in terms of skill. I don't the best. I don't know. Damos targets Goyo here, so Mad Dog on the run. Surely he's not scared of a little 1v1 with the opponent having wall hacks. He's gonna wait for that ping to go out, and he's gonna swing it. Justin applying support. Impact goes out. He runs down the stairs. Can't quite secure the kill though. Wild Games now comes in for support. He's got a good angle. He's got a beat on him. It's just about whether or not they peek. Wild Games has to be very careful with what he does here. He's in a good spot. He's holding the stairway very well. He just needs to be patient and watch him either back off, they go on drone, and down goes Justin. Great flank from Mad Dog. They're both waiting. Okay, secure the diffuser and go back down the stairwell they all are looking at. In theory, it should be Wild Games who sees him first. Goyo is targeted once again, as I would do as well. Now we've got a 1v1, but Wild Games is going to be able to have the flank here.
Yeah, I just don't like using Deimos in a 1v2 at all there. You're guaranteeing both players on the other team know where you're at and you have a pistol in your hand.
Yeah, it's more of a come and get me type situation. Still 2-4 going into defense. I would take that considering Wild Games, who said that he was going to destroy these guys or wreck them or own them or whatever word you want to use, is now in the driver's seat on this team. And I don't want to say it's all about map knowledge, but I feel like if you're attacking and you don't quite know exactly where you're going, it makes it very difficult to get kills.
For sure. I know this in the ranked scene, they added Fortress back into the game. And in my first match I played, I was in a 1v1 as the attacker, and it came down to I had to swing into a site. I had no clue what it would look like. And I ended up going down because I had no knowledge of what to expect. And if you're swinging in as an attacker, Wild Games here probably won't know much of what he's going to be coming into, even though he was just there not too long ago. It could be very challenging for him.
Well, he knows what he likes to hold. He doesn't know what other people like to hold. That's the issue. There's 1,000 common spots for someone to be in a map, and you've got to know all of them. Not just in the site, but out of the site. Now, I would anticipate Mad Dog's still got a .9 KD on attack, which means he dies more than he kills, but he's not a slouch. A .9 on attack is still very, very good. At least for this league, we don't see crazy high KDs on attack unless you're Wild Games. But I feel like a new map is going to kind of damper that a little bit. And Mad Dog still might be able to do what he usually does.
Asher and Ash?
10 seconds to go.
Okay, now Ian, I was very confused when I saw him repick the Thatcher to combo with Ash.
Yeah, they're doing
I
some
like the
funny
Ash
things
to
with
counter
their
the
player
Mira. I
picks.
do like that.
Yeah. I'm just curious to see what this attack looks like from these two, who spawn and seem to be going very different directions.
Justin just set up a confusingly good thorn trap that I would not have expected there.
He's got some good thorn traps. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen him place a few, and I've been like, yeah, that's a good spot. I never thought of that. There was one in Coastline where he put it in the bathroom trash can. I was like, that's a
He's
good
raved
spot.
to me about this spot. He told me later after the fact in a separate call about that spot. He was pretty proud of it.
It was a pretty good spot. Wild Games decides he's done applying direct pressure and decides he's going to go up above and probably apply more direct pressure, but in a different spot now. Just apply it from everywhere. Don't do anything with it. Just apply it. But it's allowing Mad Dog to move around kind of unnoticed as they focus on Wild Games. Speaking of unnoticed, Mad Dog's not going to be unnoticed for much longer. You know, I forgot that that wasn't a reinforced wall. And as they spray bullets at each other here, this might actually be a great advantage for Water Slayer. Just drag across. You'd think there'd be aim assist the way he was dragging that controller. Actually, yeah, I think he's on controller. But turns out, there isn't. And, well, fire rate is king in Siege. And it pays off there. Water waits and strikes at the correct time to get this kill. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much you can really do as Wild Games caught completely off guard. I mean, you lose some. And Wild Games doesn't look like he's in his element right this moment. Not great if you are N.M.E, who seem to be struggling. I don't want to say struggling, because at the end of the day, they are still up 1. But I would have expected them to kind of clobber these guys. We've been seeing Water go Castle. I know Justin had that crazy series in the playoffs where he was Castle. I feel like I remember, like, when I see Castle in this league, I think of that series, and him going Castle and that great series he had. And it's hard for me to see a Castle on his team and think to myself that it's not Justin.
Yeah, that was back when we had you get the bans at the start of the game, and for the rest of it, you can't add another ban. Now with the format, you can add a ban after 3 rounds. He was giving me fits on Ghostline with those castles, and we couldn't do anything about it.
5 seconds remaining.
Castle's such a strong operator. Like I said, I've said this once, I'll say it again. I don't know why more teams don't just outright ban it. Like, if there's a Castle operator, you just get rid of him. Because even if you don't have a great gun, Castle's so useful. He's so annoying to deal with.
I agree there. I feel like Zophia's a decent counter, which is who Mad Dog is playing here. He can take out 2 of the castles, and then once you decide your entry point, you still have those 2 stuns that you can use as well. Wouldn't be surprised if they want to keep going castle if they ban
now
Zofia.
You're going to have to use both of them if you want to apply pressure from both angles here. But the good news is, if you break open this one, you have... Oh! Mad Dog gets flashed by his teammate Wild Games there. If you break the one door, you don't have to worry about pressure from the other. Bullet goes
Water
into Mad Dog.
pushing up here.
He's gonna hard push. Justin I.O. gets a great kill onto him. More Candelas go out.
Wild's drone in. He's gonna get caught on his drone. Oh my goodness! Water didn't get the shot. Wow.
That is awfully convenient time. I don't know what he saw in his drone to make him get off. I'd imagine he saw him swing the corner, but that is.
I know there was a drone in that room that could have communicated to him to either. I don't know. That's
so unfortunate.
Really great reaction
if you're Water. I think he would have got shot in the back and killed from Mad Dog anyway, but still would have applied pressure. Maybe Mad Dog whiffs. He usually doesn't, but maybe he does.
If he does, you can get to stairs and then reposition from there.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
I do want to point out their last game. So Team 1970 Slow Rollers played earlier today. It went to overtime. We've talked about this if you missed the earlier part of the broadcast. They went to overtime. There were technical difficulties. That game did not finish. But regardless, those two teams are very closely matched. Tsunami won their game against Team 1970, which looks to be, well, is technically winning that game as we speak. Beat them 7-5, whereas N.M.E beat the Slow Rollers 7-2. Right, that's a big difference. 7-5's decently close. I mean, they won the last 2 rounds of regulation in order to win that. And I'd also like to point out, 1970 threw a lot during that game. I don't know if you were able to catch up on it, but there was a lot of shenanigans. And I very easily two wins worth of shenanigans in there. I can recall 2 rounds directly where it appeared that they kind of threw as Mad Dog is sneaking down the stairs here.
You know, I had mentioned to Mad Dog after the pause in my game against 1970, I had mentioned that I could not understand how that team didn't beat Team Tsunami. I thought that the way they played against me, with how I know how Tsunami plays, that they should have easily won that game.
No, a lot of shenanigans, and nothing, not to the fault of Tsunami either. I mean, they played the team that was in front of them. It just so happened the team that was in front of them was just having a laugh that day and decided to run around with pistols for 2 rounds.
Oh, Lord. That was a good one.
Ooh, great kill from Wild Games there. I'll up to just Naya, who's just kind of looking in the wrong spot right now. It could be advantageous for Wild Games to jump into this closet, which it looks like he might do. No, he's going to open up another castle barricade, apply more pressure. Justin IO is trying to defend here, sees a drone go through into B site. Not a whole lot he can do here. He's stuck in this corner. Mad Dog's gonna sweep him. Thorn Trap, no good. Wild Game swings, doesn't get the kill. The Incandela goes off. I think they might be both blind. No. Mad Dog swings and finally secures the kill. They win round 9. One more victory, and we are all set here for this series. But it's looking to be a more predictable score than or a score that I would have predicted. If they can secure it 7-3. But there was a little weakness. There was weakness there in N.M.E that I don't know if I've really seen previously.
Yeah, and without knowing who you were spectating there, I was watching Justin in the corner, and I don't think he was intending to shoot it Wild when he got that kill. I think he was just kind of spazzing out, freaking out, didn't know what to do, and that was a crazy crosshair onto Wild Games.
Right. They did such a good job of applying pressure onto
really
Justin there. They did great. I mean, if I were Justin in that situation, it'd feel like a 1v4 with the amount of things that were happening all at once. I mean, you had Yin Candelas, you were getting stunned, things were blowing up, you had Jacob opening walls, or Wild Games opening walls. It was just everything happening all at once within a very short amount of time.
I cannot think of a single way besides maybe a shield operator needing to get more pressure on one player in a 2v2 tournament than what they just did.
That was elite execution. Justin IO goes upstairs to get Hatch. Very smart, responsible.
I do like the Fuse pick here, and I like the Zofia to counter the Castle. I've really liked N.M.E's picks here for lineups.
10 seconds to insertion. Reloading. 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, mostly wood. I think actually all wooden floor above this site. It's an awful site to really go if you're trying to defend from a fuse, which they don't know is about to hit them. Wild Games has a drone up there to secure or know that he is going to be safe, at least in that immediate room. Of course, he's probably going to want to drone out the surrounding area if he was smart, which he's not, so he's not going to. But they're both in sight, and one cluster charge could very easily kill them if it's placed in the right spot based off the grouping. All right, they spread out now. And Wild Games is going in a direction that does not the way I would have chosen to enter, but Mad Dog is already above sight, securing the area. Mad Dog and Justin almost had an exchange. Oh wait, no, there's a castle barricade. Fuse charge goes out.
Here. This could trap Justin. This could be really bad if they're gonna find a way to put it right above him. Doesn't seem like Wild.
Applying a lot of pressure. Mad Dog looks like he's gonna open this castle barricade here in a second. Maybe he's gonna hard breach through the wall. That's like we were talking about. If you can flush him out from there, that's great.
Wild Games gets the pin now where to put the fuse charge. This is bad for Justin.
It's just pray. You just gotta pray. And his praying works. God loves him clearly. as he does not take an ounce of damage. Mad Dog is what I'd imagine is waiting on Wild Games. Is there another cluster charge going out above Water Slayer? It's by him. He's gonna flush him out for sure.
I believe. Yeah, that's his last fuse charge.
And that's
He's
gonna open
drop
up the
hatch.
door. The Mad Dog takes damage, but gets the kill on the Water Slayer. Wild Games flanks
Oh.
Justin IO. Great execute there. I certainly hope that is not what Wild Games POV looked like, because that would have to be cheating. But assuming the floor was there for him, that is a great kill. That was a great execution, and that's what I thought N.M.E was going to look like for, 7 straight rounds. Flawless. But they end up dropping 3. Still what I would consider to be the best team we're going to see play. But, speaking of the best, Septicon is going on later tonight. Was it very soon, actually? Probably in 30 to 45 minutes, and we need to get Mad Dog in here. So I will go fetch him.
And while there could be some personal bias here, I feel like between Vader, Septicon, and Mad Dog, those are the 3 really
Those are the top 3.
players I'd fear the most if I'm having to push one player.
Anyway, as we wait for Mad Dog to join, our next matchup is the Wiggles versus...
I believe it's just Team 2.
Just Team 2. So the Wiggles versus Just Team 2. Just Team 2, let's look at their record really quick.
I believe
they are
1-1.
They are 1-1. They have 12 rounds won and 10 rounds lost. They've had 2 very close games.
I think it's going to be another very close game as well. That's
You
what I'm
think so?
anticipating here. I do.
Just Team 2. Let's look at their roster while we're at it. We've got we've got Cosmic Gamer and
Mind-blowing stuff.
yeah, mind-blowing stuff, which I've been told how to spell his name about 4 different ways. He's got a 2.6 on defense. That's very high quality stuff. A 0.9 on attack, very solid. Cosmic's more of a secondary guy. He's got a 0.69. That used to be a 0.67. Good to see that go up.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, 0.8 on attack, 0.6 on defense. It's not overwhelming, but he is very good with supporting his team. Hello, Mad Dog. Welcome to your post-game interview.
Thank you.
How'd you view things out there? It started kind of concerning. I'm not gonna lie. From the outside perspective, I was very concerned as to how that was all gonna go.
Like I said, I warm up for the second half anyway, and the first half was just figuring out how best to help my teammate navigate a map he doesn't know.
Right. So you started off and you guys are 2-2, and Justin IO has clean sweeped you guys twice. What's happening there? What's the thought process from both of you after Wild Games makes a statement that you guys are going to destroy them?
I really had no sweat for it, honestly. The one time I didn't even think he had an angle on me, like threw my eyes on me, but he just slammed me, and then I don't even remember the other round. But honestly, we just shook it off. We don't care that we lose a couple rounds. We know we're gonna build it back up later.
Yeah, and that's a good mentality right there for all who are paying attention at home. 8-3. It's not your greatest game. It's also not awful at all. It was very solid. It's about where we'd expect you to be. I mean, if anything, the standard is a little higher, but 8-3 is still very good, and it's not like it's a disappointment that you haven't done better. Rather just that you have set a crazy standard for yourself, and have met that standard 10 times out of 10, or 9 times out of 10, sorry.
Yeah.
Teammate, 5-6-2, 2 assists is pretty decent. It's 1 shy of the record, I believe. But
Yeah.
how do you rate his performance today?
I'd rank it for not knowing the map. definitely could have been better. But since we didn't know the map, he was kind of confused on some things. But for the most part, it was just him not overthinking everything because he was on a new map. So I think that's why his kills drooped a little low this game compared to the other two.
Right.
And while we're on the topic of that, if I could hop in here real
Yes,
quick.
go ahead.
So with them choosing to attack first and ban a map, what was the thought process of selecting Favela, knowing your teammate didn't have that great of a knowledge of the map?
I knew that Water's teammate also probably didn't have the greatest knowledge of it, and I know that that's one of my favorite maps all time, so I'm going to be playing on it.
Understandable. Okay.
Well, the original thought process was Stadium Bravo, which I made my teammate learn.
Oh Lord.
He did not want to play. Well, apparently
Yeah.
Water did not want to play that map.
Sounds like you're preparing to take all of the teams you play to some of the least favorite maps in the pool.
Or at least my favorite. I don't really care if they're their least favorite. They're my
Well, you have some very interesting tastes, sir.
Then one more question for me as well. So this is a different kind of question. I'll have you put yourself in Justin's shoes. So you've got a Zofia on your right or Zofia on your left, and Ian on your right. You're the only player left on your team, and both players are dumping their gadgets and abilities onto you. What are you doing in that spot?
Trying to find a way to isolate a peak. But for Justin, he was probably just cowering in the corner, scared for his life.
That's an accurate assessment.
Because I almost missed him in that corner. I did not see him when I first peeked that.
When he shot the drone that was sitting there, I did not like that because I thought if he hadn't shot the drone and kind of swung out a little slower, he might have caught you a little off guard. But
I mean, all's all, I knew where he was. I just didn't expect him to still be in that corner when I pretty much looked all through the corner.
yeah.
You could see me do a double take after.
That'd be all for me. I don't know if 10 has anything to say.
One final question for you. So your team is the first team, I believe, to improve to 3-0. First team to 3 wins. You guys look very, very strong. My only real question is, do you feel like your team is championship ready?
I think we have maybe a few kinks, but in general, I feel like we are. There's only one team that I feel like that I need to go against before I can fully say we're championship ready. But in general, yeah.
Right. Well, that's all from
Who
me.
would that team be? Who would that team be?
Maybe the Wiggles. That's the only team that I'm partially concerned about right now.
Understandable. You think you're good against just Team 2 as well? Those would be the two that I think would have a somewhat better chance against you than maybe Tsunami.
Team 2, just Team 2 already, 7-5, which is
true.
it is a little close for the rest of our games. But in general, we verse them one more time at the end of the year, so we should be able to figure it out.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, that's all from us. Thank you, Mad Dog, and congratulations on your win and MVP
Thank you.
for this game. Speaking of the Wiggles, they will be on next. Mad Dog, do you know the time for that?
9:45.
9:45. The Wiggles, the only other contender that Mad Dog is scared of, or not really scared of, but worried about, will be on next versus Just Team 2, another team that we have just talked about in the championship hunt. Thank you all for watching. This has been 10 Pin Gaming with Def Vader as well. I wish you guys a great day. Toodles.